Hi guys, welcome down to the Arccos here at Jumeirah Golf Estates, and you join me on the 15th hole, and look at that for a hole behind me. So it is littered with bunkers. It's a 322 yard par 4. It's actually drivable if the wind was in a favourable position, but in a direction, but it's not really, to be fair. What this video is about today is the brand new Cobra Connect. Now I am working a lot with Cobra and Puma, so you may find this video to be a little bit biased. Actually, I'm hoping to come across the opposite, because I've been with Cobra now for just over a year, and I've had the Cobra Connect and the Arccos Golf technology for well over a year as well. Now the reason a video never came out sooner is because, to be honest, I just wasn't really keen on it. I wasn't really enjoying it too much. Previously I was using Game Golf, which I liked at the start, but when it came into tournaments I just couldn't use it because I just hated the fact that I had to zap a club. And I remember once over the golf ball, over a putt, I had about 3 foot putt for par at Formby it was, on the 16th hole, and I remember just thinking to myself over the putt, I've not zapped it on my belt, and it was just really off-putting. Thankfully I held the putt, but then from there I never used Game Golf ever again. Cobra Connect came along, and it was a much better idea that you have a device in your pocket that just kind of picks up the club once you're hitting a shot. And at first, again, it wasn't very intrusive, so it wasn't really a problem, but when it came to editing the shots at the end, it wasn't the best. It was almost kind of giving me 7 putts a green. Now I'm not the best at putting, but it was just kind of picking up my practice strokes. What they've done amazingly well this year is they've made the technology even better. It doesn't pick up the practice strokes anymore, and what it does as well, it's able to figure out where the hole was on each green. So normally you'd have to use your finger to zap across where the flag was, but now you don't need to. So they've really kind of upped the technology, and that's why this video, I feel like I can give a genuine, honest review and a positive review rather than kind of anything negative. So it's a really good app, it's a really good system. I've got it in my new Cobra clubs. I've got it into the grip, so it's integrated into the grips, but you can also buy the devices separately. So I'm going to activate Cobra Connect. I'm going to show you quickly how I paired my device with the Cobra Connect, and then I'm going to get on the tee and I'm going to hit some shots. Okay, so as you've seen, I've got the Cobra Connect paired to my phone, to my device. My phone just sits in my pocket. To be honest with you, it does anyway. I very rarely take my phone out of my pocket. And it's not picking up these shots now. It's not picking up these practice swings at all. It will pick up when it gets the impact on the golf ball. So even if I was to hit the ground, it's still not going to be picking it up, which is really good. This hole, 322 yards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fairway bunkers between me and the flag, and it's only 320. So I've got a hybrid. I should be able to clear it over the far left bunker, but I'm going to have a tricky approach into the green. I blocked it a little bit, but it's gone over the middle bunker, so we're good. Phew. Okay, so I didn't actually clear it, which is, I'm not gonna lie, really frustrating. There's the flag there in the distance. I've not got very long to go, but I do need to get a really good connection on this. Look, it's looking like I've got around about, I know that flag's at the front of the green, looking like I've got around about 70 yards or so. So I'm just gonna hit it like a normal golf shot. I'm gonna make full connection with the ball, not the sand, and then just try and get my length and swing correct. I have to clear that other green side bunker. Sit. I think that's good. Okay, so walking onto the greens, it's about 15-20 feet away. What you can also do with the Arccos technology, with the device, is you can actually just play the hole, so you can get your distances through kind of pinpointing where you want to hit where you're hitting the shot from to where you want to hit the shot to, just like you would do with the kind of the Golf Buddy kind of sort of GPS technology. So up the hill, left to right, good chance of birdie. Beat it. Par start's never too bad. I was quite unfortunate there actually. If I'd hit it, I didn't quite get it on the camera, did I? Just saw it on the screen there. So it went about 2 feet past. Just trickled it back down the hill, no issue coming back. So a little bit softer, and that would have taken the break. Right, the final 3 holes. We're at the Arccos, remember? So this is where the DP World Tour Championship is played, and these last 3 holes are amazing. Okay, so to give you a brief understanding of how this app works, as you can see there, I've just clicked over to the last hole. I've not edited anything, and you can see I've hit the 3 hybrid, 230 yards into the bunker, and I've hit 93 yards with the 58 degree, and I get onto the green and I've 2 putted from there. I can be a little bit more accurate with my putts. So if I click on edit and I click onto the putts, it says where the flag was, and it says how far my first putt was as well. The second putt was pretty much, it's just kind of left me with gimme range. As I come on to 16, I can actually play this hole. So from this point, I can kind of click onto the screen, or I can use the Caddy position, which is a brand new part of the driver that says, takes in all your rounds into consideration, and it tells you to hit driver off the tee. It will leave me with 126, which is my 50 degree, and onto the green. So it's using my previous rounds and my previous driving distances and accuracies and club selections in the past, and it's able to tell me how best to play this hole. And you know what, I agree with you, because I've got driver in my hand. So I'm going to click the, got it, my expected score is 3.9, so I've got a chance of a birdie. So yeah, the positioning there is really cool, really cool. Right, we're going to exit that and let's get on with the hole. Oh, smoked it. Just stay on that line. Yeah, it should be good. It's gone straight down the line of the pin, and the wind should have just held it and helped it move a little bit from right to left. Okay, so there my distance is to the green from here. On the money. Be the club. Okay, so one of the main reasons I love this hole is the approach shot. So coming in from where I was, we've got the lake that then feeds inland, and the green that goes back outland, whatever. The flag when it's over that side is superb. This flag is absolutely treacherous. Just from left to right there, just as I stop the camera now, that's like its own plateau. I've actually hit a really good shot into that. If it just stops and lands maybe 5 yards sooner, or even 3 yards sooner, I'm tapping in for birdie. Maybe not. Lovely connection. You see the check? Okay, so stuff like that, then what I've just done, if Cobra Connect's picked up such a soft tap with the lob wedge, it'll obviously get me holding out with the lob wedge. I can just re-edit that. I can go back into the app, just delete it and just change it for a putter from around about a foot away. Stuff like that I can mess about with at the end. Oh, that was close to a birdie. Hole 17, the Arccos here at Jumeirah Golf Estates. There's been some drama on this hole. Alright, so as you can see, we've hit a tee shot there, 279, left 148 with an 8-iron, just slightly over the back edge of the green, so you can see it's kind of picked up the 58 degree, just chipping onto the green. and all I did then, I just added in one putt. It didn't really pick up the lob wedge, chipping it into the hole, kind of thinning it into the hole, so to speak. So I've just added my putt there, obviously for my stats, my putting stats. As we move into hole 17, that is my view. It's got me as a 7-iron detector because you can feel the closest club to it, I presume, because it's not, I've not got anything yet. I've got 3 clubs there. Slightly downwind off the right hand side. It's a 14-foot incline on the hole as well, and the distance I can actually play this hole is, so looking at the distance there, it's 160 yards from here to the centre of the green, which is going to help me with my my decision. The wind is correct, it's slightly down and off the left hand side, so it just leaves me perfectly with an 8-iron. On the flag, be right. Oh my god. Oh, I thought I had a hole in one on camera. Oh my word. Okay, so walking up onto the green, it's not finished as close as I'd have hoped. I'm actually looking, I think the pitch mark's also only about 2 or 3 feet from the ball, but from the angle, it was literally on the money. Stopped really fast though, actually, which is good to see. Nice receptive greens. Right, that for birdie. Break. Overread it, didn't I? I overread it. What did I just say to myself? I don't want to overread this. Ah, we're still level par. 1 to play. Par 4 to get. Par 5 to go. Ah, hate that shot. It's fine. It's fine. It's just absolutely garbage. Hate that shot. Everyone's got that pet hate shot. Everybody, what's your pet hate shot? Write it in the comments below. Mine is that feeling of an open club face at impact. So I swing from slightly on the inside, not too much now, I've got it kind of under control. But if I leave the club face 1 or 2 degrees or 3 degrees open to the target, it just starts right and just carves, and oh, it is ugly. I hate it. Okay, so I've taken my drop away from the hose pipe. My target now, my target just gets so small. So I'm going to be hitting this next shot straight up towards those beautiful apartments, which are selling for 5 million a piece, dirhams. And from there it's quite an easy approach shot in, but this is quite a tricky layup. Fine. Stay there, straight. Yeah, no problem. Pulled it a little bit left of where I wanted it to be. It didn't quite start on the target. I just closed the face a little bit of impact. Great strike, but it seems to stop pretty quick. Okay, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to get that lucky. It's a good job it stopped fast. It didn't really look like it took a big bounce. If it had off, then we wouldn't be in this situation right now. Okay, distance to the middle of the green is 130. Yeah, wedge is good. It's slightly downwind as well, so this will go about 135 at the full, plus the wind, about 140. Well, let's finish with a birdie and finish 1 under. On the money again. I've been peppering flags. It looks good. It looks good. Let's see if it's the right yardage. Alright, so just on the angle, left it a little bit short. That's what I'm left with. I mean, guys, backdrop goals, anybody? I mean, is there anywhere better for me to be doing golf vlogs? I'm gonna focus more on what's in the background rather than my putt and me, because that is just pure beauty. Alright, let's make birdie and finish. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. So just a very brief outro on what we've done today. So the brand new Arccos Golf, the Cobra Connect, is now fully operational in my bag. It hasn't been over the last year because I think there's a few glitches with the system which made me a little bit uncomfortable playing with it, and I had to keep checking it. But just going back through everything now, so we started over on 15, hit the 3 hybrid, 93 yards, 58 degree, and we 2-putted. It's still giving me the wind information and the incline of the hole for that particular hole. We got over to 16, we hit a 279 yard drive, 148 approach shot with an 8-iron. Wind was slightly into and off the right hand side, and then we just had a little chip on that just missed and we tapped in. 17, we hit an 8-iron from 160, the wind was slightly assisting off the left hand side, so we kind of said that high cut, and then we had 2 puts into there. 8-iron was a bit of a calamity of errors with every shot really. Tee shot was really ugly, only 240 over towards the right side. Had to lay up then with a 7-iron and hit a pitching wedge. Pitching wedge ended up hitting it at 126. Had I gone from a proper yardage of 135, it would have been perfect. I think it just bailed out of the shot ever so slightly, and then it's got me 2 puts from there. It's got me 5 shots. You can see the top right hand corner as well, it's got me 0, so +0, so level par for the round. And I'm just going to go ahead now, and that is it done. So publish and continue, and it adds on. So that although I've only played 4 holes, this still counts to my activity. It still counts to my overall Arccos handicap. Once you've signed up to Arccos and you've got the devices, once you've done 5 rounds of golf, this is when you can start to use the Arccos Caddy, which helps you kind of go through each hole. It looks at your previous stats and says, well, let's say for example, all the dangers down the right, when you hit a driver, most of your shots miss right. When you hit hybrid, you hit the middle of the fairway or left. So let's go and hit the hybrid, and then it'll tell you to knock on towards the green from there and maybe chip in a putt. So it will try and play to your strengths and how you play the hole. It also takes into consideration your handicap, so it knows if you've got a shot on the hole or not. It also knows to say, well, if you carve it into the right of the water with the driver, you're probably going to make a double or a triple bogey or anything else. Let's make sure that the bogey is the worst option and give yourself a chance of an up and down. So it's a really intelligent piece of kit in that respect. But the side of the game that I really want to use is my stats. It gives me a handicap for each section, with driving, approach shots, chipping, sand saves and putting. Also gives you distances of each individual club as well. With that, it is obviously relative to wind and height, incline and decline of each hole, so you take that with a pinch of salt and you kind of round it up or down. And I think over the course of maybe 10 or 15 rounds, you get a better understanding of those numbers anyway. But if you're looking for a device that is really good for your stats and helpful around the golf course but not too intrusive, then I would recommend using it. And that's why it's probably taken me a year or so to do this video, because I didn't think they were quite there back a year ago. I didn't really want to do the video then because I felt like I was just doing it for their promotion. This is me helping you guys and saying, actually, now I am using it, I'm using it every round, and it's the best one that I feel is on the market. If you use it already, do comment below. Does it help you? Do you like the stats? What stats do you use? And if hopefully you've enjoyed the video, please do click the like button, subscribe to the videos, subscribe to the channel for more notifications, and see you again very soon. By the way, backdrop.